So where we're at now is a place called Elephant Rock at Currumbin. And I'm not in the exact same place, but a very close to it place of where myself and my ex-wife got married. And I guess the point of this video is just to give closure in a way. And to say that the marriage is now at an end. Though in the eyes of the law it never actually began. When we got married, we had to send off a marriage certificate to, I think, the birth deaths of marriages to get it registered. Neither one of us did that. So we didn't have to wait the year and a day and then the subsequent month and a day because it's a decree of nullity. It's effective pretty much immediately. So, but I think having that year and a day, even though we didn't have to wait it, was a good process for myself and a process of grieving, a process of letting go, a process of coming to terms with a lot of actual realities that it's kind of like where it's like you want to pretend something isn't the way it is and you try your best to make the best of a bad situation, but there's the times where you just got to face facts and and those actual truths are a very hard thing to come to terms with. And there was another time where I did try to end the marriage. Basically the second time was the final time. For me, I can only speak for myself, and once again, it's very unfair to do a video where it's just like, and I don't want to be like, blah, blah, she did this, she did that sort of thing, because it's very unfair, even though a lot of unfair things happen to myself. But I guess like with marriage vows and that, it's like you want to honour the other person, even though there might have been quite a lot of dishonourable things done to myself. For me, after the first time that I ended it, I thought, yes, I can salvage this. It's like a wreck out of the ocean. It's like I can actually raise the Titanic and we can have those beautiful moments on the deck sort of thing. But sometimes it's just knowing that it's a wreck. It can't be salvaged. And I tried for marriage counsellors, I tried therapies for both myself and her to try and save things. But for me, it's like, well, kind of like, if we use the Titanic metaphor, it was like I was ripped apart by an iceberg and that wound just couldn't be healed. And it just got more and more was taken on. I got full of resentment, and I got full of just pain in a way from a person that I thought that I could well, in truth, I don't think I ever really knew her. I only knew what was being presented to me. It feels like I was loving a shell, basically. And it was a shell that was taking those parts of myself into herself to claim it as her own. And in return, I just got pain, I got jealousy, anger, mistrust, all these things that I just wasn't. And sometimes you just got to part ways and let it sink. So even though, like, on the spot that we got married, I did try and honour the vows at least. And I did try to honour a commitment. But I only can do my part. What I'm reminded of is that old tale of the frog and the scorpion. And those that know that tale know how it ends. Like with this spot, it's not the exact spot. It's like the sands changed, the waves have changed it. The flow of things have like shaped the land differently. It's like with climate change, of course climate changes, it always changes. It's like a river. A river will always change the flow. It's never going to follow the exact same course. It changes its nature of things. It's like the very course of nature changes the nature of it. It's kind of like when I was quite realistic with it. It's like when I considered ending it the second time, where I thought this is enough, when the same damage that was being done was still being done and purported as being different, as a changed person. I was realistic of it. I would go for walks and I'd think, what would my life be without her? And I didn't idealize it. I knew I'd be in for a world of pain. Like, it's not like, well, it's like I end up with this person and it's like my life would be so much happier. It's like, no, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. I knew the pain, the grief, all the emotions, that I'd probably be in a lot worse spot before it got better. And it's starting to get better. But what was the deciding factor was more a feeling. And it was a lighter feeling. I'm not saying light as in like I was filled with lights and everything like that. Not that crap. What I felt was when you carry something heavy for so long, a burden, and you let it go and you feel lighter at the end of it. You feel like you've got more freedom. But you don't have to be seen as this jealous thing because a friend likes you or people like you because you're a good person, or just people see something in you, or that you have to perform to a certain role that isn't you. And I'm talking about myself here. I felt lighter knowing that I could drop that part and actually start being me, be the person that, and respond to the people that do like me, and not feel bad about that or have to feel bad about that. And I know I'm not perfect. I know that I have my own stuff. Definitely have my own stuff. But I guess the thing with myself is I own my mistakes. It's like, I've said it before, like, I've even done a tapping on it. Failure is the greatest teacher. So you learn what not to do, or learn how to do something better. So I will tend to go with the flow of things. I will tend to change my behaviours. And some tales have a different ending. And in this case, knowing that the scorpion might not change its behaviour, this frog dumped its load and swam a bit lighter. Faced another day, and it's still going through its grieving process. And a lot of that is just, once again, facing the realities of what I was actually in. And to all the people that did come here on this day to honour that marriage, to some of you I'd say thank you. To some of you are no longer in my life, and that's my own doing. But it's over now. And we both can be ourselves. So wherever you are, and whatever you're doing, like I always say in the marriage, just be you. Do whatever you want to do. Be the person you ever want to be. As long as it's you at the end of the day. There was a thing that we did at the end of the ceremony was take a rock and throw it, like, give it like an intent and throw it into the ocean. So let's do that, hey?